Hello everybody, welcome back. Once again, we are playing Final Fantasy Tactics, the War of the Lions. Just did the Merchant City order here in the last video. Wanted to stop in at the outfitters here and just show you. There's some new equipment available. The rod and the oak staff. Already bought a bunch of those, really probably for no reason. Probably won't ever end up equipping these, but heck, why not? Plumed hats are the same, and then leather clothing the same as well. Let's go do the Zeklaus Desert, though, next. Okay. It looks like we need to split our troops for this one. Let's go with... We'll do the 2 squires here, and monk, and... You know what? I'm going to throw in my red chocobo, just for fun. Yeah, otherwise I never really use monsters. I don't think that they're worth using. I think that the human units are way better, but, you know, again, why not? We'll switch it up just a little bit, show you some, show you the power of the red chocobo. Alright, then you've heard about the order? They mean to strike us for true. I have heard, so what's to become of us? I say we forget this business and run. There's naught for it. Agreed, if we follow Wygrif, he will lead us only to our graves. Aye, that much is plain. Gods be good, Gustav's ransom of the Marquis will fatten our purses enough that we can quit this life for good and all. The order, they're here. We must silence this watch before they can raise the alarm. Alright. Defeat all enemies. Can do. Can do, will do. Okay, let's... I guess just go right on inside here and bust these guys up. Just take a look at their equipment. So long swords, that's we already have access to those. Bucklers are new. I don't know about the bronze, but I think bronze helms are. I think those are available too. So it's got a long bow. I guess nothing. Broadsword, buckler, leather helm. Are those new? I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know. Nothing in my opinion that's really worth doing anything with. Let's punch these guys in the face. Yeah, there you go. Take that. Alright, and my chocobo. Oh, hello. Drop a meteor on one of these guys. Let's take out this monk. So yeah, that's the chocobo. The red ones are really good, or fairly good at least, mostly because of the meteor. The only kind of crummy thing is I don't think they've got the heal. Yeah, chocobo, beak, pellets, and meteor. I don't remember what's beak do. Is this just like a physical hit? Yeah, okay. So that's the crummy thing about the red ones, is they lose their heal. Unless you use the Beastmaster command, or the Beastmaster ability from, I think that's from Squire, but I don't ever think that's probably not worth it. I guess maybe if you've you know, kind of over leveled like crazy, then maybe, but I think you also have to be standing right next to the monster, so I don't know. Probably not very good. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we'll just use fundamentals. Yeah, look, this monk's getting 2 turns before anybody else has even acted. But that's also that's kind of the power of leveling. Let's do this. Well, this is only going to be a Oh, this is 87% chance. Okay, well, this is 100%. But yeah, that's the power of leveling as a ninja first, right? Like, these characters are going to get just a bunch of extra. These kids aren't even going to be able to act. Okay, well. Okay. Oops. Darkness. Let's do crushing blow here. Yeah. They never had a chance. Pow. And that's that. These sand rats are long in the slaying. It is well no others have found us while we tarried here. Now, what? That's literally the opposite of what just happened, sir. Long in the slaying, dude. We wiped them out before they even got to act. Alright, well, I guess the developers weren't expecting basically a one-turn kill. Well, nah, it wasn't a one-turn. Pretty close, though. It was a blind knife? Okay, that's kind of cool. You've taken leave of your senses, Gustav. Have I? What hope does your fool revolution hold? Dreams do not fill a man's stomach or make soft the packed earth on which he beds. You see not beyond the end of your own nose. The crown strays, Gustav. It must be led back onto the path. And you think yourself the man to do this? More the fool you, Wygraf. You have spoken your fill? Then we are done. Oh. Swing and a miss. Wygraf. The Marquis. No further. How dare you threaten me? Stay yourself, Argath. The Marquis is unharmed. You are free to return him to Egros. Why release him? The Marquis's abduction was ill done. Such craven methods serve not our ends. Let me walk free, and I will release the Marquis to your care. A fair bargain. You mock us. You are in no position to bargain. Enough, Argath. He speaks the truth. Let him go, Argath. Why do you stay me? The Corpse Brigade is finished in any case. There is not to be gained by a quarrel here. The Marquis is well. He is weak, but he would seem unharmed. We must see him back to Egros. Indeed we must. I'm actually going to go and look at the tavern here. See some of the rumors. So, I should have checked earlier on if any of because I don't know if these ones were all available, but they do give a lot of good not necessarily backstory, but like they do expand on the story a good deal. So so here's on the Corpse Brigade. It says brigandry is on the rise across the land, and Galleon has by no means been spared. Wains are struck and pillage. High-ranking officials taken at sword point. Most of the incidents of this past 6 months are believed to be the work of a company of felons and former sellswords known as the Corpse Brigade. It is oft said that the only good brigand is a dead brigand, and the Order of the Northern Sky would like not more than to see the brigade made corpses for true. But as yet, it is all the knighthood can do to keep the outlaws in check. All right, so here's King Andoria III. The health of King Andoria III has been a subject of concern since his collapse at the birthday celebration of Prince Orinus. The Board of Chamberlains has since announced that the king has regained consciousness and his fever has broken, but will yet require several weeks of quietude and bed rest in order to recover. Many speculate that it may be some months before the king resumes his official duties. However, Queen Luveria and her retainers have long been in charge of most affairs of state, and thus few problems are anticipated during the king's absence. So it sounds like, the king is kind of weak, and it sounds like the queen has been kind of taking care of things. The 50 Years' War. The half-century of conflict between Ivalis and Ordalia is today known as the 50 Years' War. The beginning of the 50 Years' War can be traced to the death of Ordalia's king, Devian III and his failure to name a successor. His cousin, Varroy VI, was next in line for the throne. However, King Denamdra II of Ivalice, the uncle of Devian III, or Devan III, yeah, I guess that is the same. Okay, that's the same. Yeah, proclaimed himself the rightful heir and declared war on Ordalia. However, this was merely a pretense to justify the invasion of the neighboring Ordalian province of Zelmonia. Once an independent state, it had been annexed by Ordalia nearly a century prior. Ivalice had since been aiding the province in an effort to weaken Ordalia, an effort that ultimately failed. Tired of Ordalian rule, the Zelmonian leadership and nobility secretly petitioned Ivalice to take a more direct hand in their liberation. After a victory in Zelmonia, the Ivalician armies marched on the Ordalian capital of Vayura. As fate would have it, Denamda II succumbed to a fatal illness on the road. The momentary confusion amongst Ivalice's troops gave Ordalia the opportunity it needed to regroup, and Varroy VI succeeded in pushing the Ivalicians back as far as Zelmonia. The resulting impasse would not be broken until the Romandan army's invasion 2 years hence. Romanda, a powerful military state lying across the Rana Strait, marched on Ivalice at the behest of Varroy VI, a blood relation of the Romandan nobility. However, Denamda II's successor, Denamda IV, was a fearless warrior, personally leading his men into battle against the combined might of Romanda and Ordalia. This, along with an outbreak of the Black Death in Romanda, forced the Romandan army to withdraw after only 3 years. Two military orders worthy of particular mention in this conflict are the Order of the Northern Sky, led by Knight Gallant Barbeth Bilv, and that of the Southern Sky, led by Sidolphus Orlando, known also as the Thunder God. After countless victories at home, these two orders had been poised to advance into Ordalia. However, the protracted conflict had begun to take its toll on domestic morale. Peasant uprisings and revolts throughout Ivalice and Ordalia forced both countries to send their troops home to pacify their own citizens, resulting in another stalemate. It was Denamda IV's sudden death by malady that broke the stalemate. Although some claim that he was murdered, his successor Andori III was ill-suited to the throne and left the governing of Ivalice to his queen and retainers. Without Denamda IV's leadership, the armies of Ivalice had little prayer of preventing Varroy VI's successor, Prince Leonard, from defeating the troops stationed in Zelmonia and advancing into Ivalice proper. Despite the valiant efforts of the northern and southern orders, Ivalice failed to repel Prince Leonard's invasion of Zeltenia. Ivalice's leaders soon began looking for a peaceful alternative. In the end, both states agreed that prolonging the war would prove mutually detrimental, and a pact was signed allowing each nation to return to addressing domestic strife. An equal peace in name, it was in reality a defeat for Ivalice. The economy of Ivalice was brought to the very brink of ruin as it struggled to pay reparations to its former enemies and repay the loans taken from neighboring states to fund its war effort. Soldiers returning from the front found themselves without pay, and entire orders of knights were summarily discharged from service. The swelling ranks of the unemployed did little to relieve the people's distrust of the crown and the nobility. Yeah, it's a pretty brutal outcome. Essentially losing a war, not great for your country in more ways than one. Anyways, that is going to be it for this one. So as always, hope the guide was helpful, and thanks for watching.